friends. I am filming this from Disney's All Star Music. Today is the 22nd of December and we are officially on our first day of our Christmas trip and it's going really nicely. I've come on here to do a separate video just about our travel day experience yesterday. I feel like I needed to make a separate video about this and let you all know what happened and why we experienced a really long day. So it wasn't the greatest experience. So for those of you that know, we flew with Virgin Atlantic. We booked this holiday through Disney Holidays, but our flights were through Virgin Atlantic because London Heathrow is our closest airport. We booked this back in January, guys. So January 2024, we knew we wanted to come for Christmas and we wanted to make it really special. So we booked January, so you can imagine we've been looking forward to this since January. August of this year, we had an email to say that they pushed out our flight. So we originally booked a flight that was at 11 o'clock in the morning. So we were like, okay, that gets us in at a good time at 1. We've still got the rest of the day, it's fine. We got an email in August telling us that they had actually pushed out the flight to 1. It was originally at 11 a.m. and they pushed it out to 1 p.m. Obviously, we were a little bit disappointed, but at the same time, it was just a couple of hours, so that was okay. So fast forward now to yesterday when we got ready. Obviously we set our alarms. We were, looking to leave at 9:30 a.m. to get to the airport for 10 because we just love going around the airport shopping and just, really starting our holiday. So at 9:45, so we're literally just about to leave to go to the airport, I get an email from Virgin saying that they've had to push out our flight and the flight is now going to leave at 3:35 in the afternoon. So obviously, as you can imagine, it was super frustrating because we had everything ready. We were really excited to be leaving, and just, you guys must know that feeling when you just want to start your holiday. So that was really disappointing, but we thought, let's just get ourselves to the airport anyway. We know it's like a really busy weekend. Everyone's traveling for the holidays. So we got to the airport at, I think it was after 10. I think it must have been about 10:15 because there was a lot of traffic and it was really busy. So the Virgin check-in desk, that they actually told us that our flight's delayed. They couldn't allow us to drop off our bags earlier than 3 hours. So obviously, again, that was really disappointing, but it's fine. We went for some breakfast on Landside. It was a really nice restaurant. It was fine. Went for some breakfast and that was really nice. And then we went about 12, it must have been about 12 again, 12 p.m. I think in the afternoon. And they then finally said, okay, the plane's here now. They said that it was delayed due to a snowstorm in New York. So, completely get it. It isn't a great season in other countries, so in other parts even of the US, so we completely understood. So that was fine. So we just kind of like walked around the airport, did some shopping, sat for a coffee. It was fine. And then we started boarding about 2:30, and then again that was delayed. The boarding was delayed. We finally got on the plane and it was a really old plane. Now, I know that you're not always guaranteed the big like A350, the huge planes, but this was like an A330 and it was really old, dated. I mean, the configuration was 232, which was fine because me and Jason got to sit together, but it was a really old plane, but it was fine. The other thing that really surprised us was when we booked the trip, obviously like any time you come to the US, it said that the flight was going to be 10 hours and 10 minutes. Now, I have flown to Orlando for 12 years now, and I've never ever flown more than 8 hours. So I was under the impression, okay, it's 10 hours, 10 minutes, but we're going to get there a lot quicker. That didn't happen, guys. The flight must have been at least 10 hours and 30 minutes. And by that point, me and Jason were just like, we were over it. We just wanted to get to our hotel and just relax and start a holiday. It was really frustrating, but yeah, I mean, it was great. The cabin crew was great. The food was okay. We were sitting in economy, so we didn't really expect a whole amount. But they did the kind of like snack and drink service first, and then they did the main meal. Both me and Jason had like sausage and mash, and that was okay. But to be fair, like it was, yeah, the flight was just way too long. Okay, so we thought that was the hardest part over. The 10.5 hour flight, that's it, done, ready for our hotel, ready to get to our hotel and start our trip. Now, we had actually booked a Mears shuttle, so as you may or may not know, Disney transportation is not included anymore. I think they got rid of that when they reopened for COVID, which was a really big disappointment because we loved the whole getting on the Disney shuttle, having that experience. But to be fair, they still use the same transport coach, so the same Mears transport coach is still used. So the kind of novelty is still kind of there. So okay, it gets worse, guys. Just stay with me. Honestly, I could cry thinking about it. So we actually oh, and by the way, if you're hearing music in the back, I'm really sorry. I'm hoping you guys can hear me properly, but in Disney's All-Star Music, I'm staying at the Broadway and they play obviously the music. It's really nice, but I'm hoping you guys can still hear me even over the music. But yeah, sorry. So we got off no, we didn't get off the plane. The plane landed, like I said, 10.5 hours later. It then took another half an hour on the runway or wherever to get to the terminal. By this point, I was so done. I was so done and ready to just get off the plane. When it passes the point of feeling a bit of nausea, I was ready to just get off. So that took about half an hour. So when we got off the plane, what we didn't know was they had actually brought us to the new terminal in MCO Airport, which was Terminal C. I had never been there before, so I had never experienced it. So I was quite excited and thought, oh wow, it's a brand new terminal. This looks great. Yeah, this is where things just start to get really bad. So it took us about 25 minutes walk. And bearing in mind, you've just got off a flight. We landed at what should have been 8:30. We landed about 9:30 in the evening. It then took us about a 25-minute walk to customs. So for those of you that are familiar with the whole process at MCO Airport in terminals A and B, you go through customs, and the customs is usually always about, I would say, a minimum of about an hour wait. If you're lucky, it's 45 minutes, but usually it's a minimum of an hour. We actually waited. It was really strange. You had to get your bags first, so we had to get the bags in the carousel first. That was an hour wait, guys. That was an hour wait for the bags to start coming out, not us getting our bags. That was waiting for the carousel to start. So yeah, that wasn't fun. And as we were waiting for the bags, I could actually see the queue for customs just getting longer and longer and more busier. And I was panicking. I'm not going to lie, I was panicking a bit because I just wanted to start. To be fair, we just wanted to go to bed. We just wanted to go to bed so we could feel fresh for today. So then what had happened was, Jason by this point obviously was pretty fed up. I was pretty fed up. And I just said to him, I need to get in this queue. Bearing in mind there were hundreds of people already in this queue. I'm not exaggerating. There was a lot of people. It was hundreds. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. So I got in the queue. It was a bit cheeky because they were saying that you should get your bags first and then join the queue, but I just thought I'm probably still going to be in the queue anyway, waiting while Jason's getting the bags. Fast forward, it must have been an hour and 45 minutes later. I am still in this queue. And Jason has got the bags. He's joined me in the queue, and guys, all in all, we waited 3.5 hours in customs. Why? I have no idea. I don't know if it's Terminal C and they just don't have enough staff. I don't know if it was loads of delayed flights they weren't expecting. Why customs was that long? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's shortage of staff, new terminal, unexpected delayed flights. I have no idea, but all in all, it must have taken us about 3.5 hours. So that was not fun, because by that point it was 1 o'clock in the morning and we had been out since 10 o'clock that morning. So yeah, that just really was not fun. So we had a Mears transportation shuttle booked. So for those of you that don't know, Disney Holidays stopped providing a free Disney Magical Express just after COVID, I believe, which was really, really sad. But Mears transportation, it's the same transport that's used. It's the same big coach. They play the same Disney trivia videos, if you know. So it was fine. You now pay for it. It was $63, I believe, for both me and Jason return. So that was $63 total, and it's really super easy. You go online and you put in all your dates and your times and everything like that, and they give you like this little boarding pass as well, which is really nice, and they're really great at communication. So we obviously had that booked with the original time of 6:10 in the evening that our flight was going to land, but obviously this is now 1:30 in the morning, and so we're at Sea Terminal, sorry, and we go to where the Mears transportation is, and I'm not used to this. We usually land at Terminal B. We've gone there now and it's completely closed. There is nobody there. There was a contact number to call, a US number. Obviously, being from the UK, I had no idea how I was going to call this number. A big Mears coach pulled up, and he asked us where we were going, and I told him that I've got this, I've already pre-booked, and he was really nice enough. He called Mears for us and obviously explained who we were and the situation, and they actually called me back on my number, and they asked if me and Jason could go to like another stop. They obviously directed us and told us where to go, and they asked us to get a shuttle. And bear in mind, this is now bordering on 1:45 to 2 in the morning. They asked us to get the shuttle over to Terminal B, where obviously me and Jason are always used to landing, and they will help us get obviously the transportation to then come to All Star Music. So we managed to get on a shuttle and went over there. It was quite busy actually, so I think a lot of people were probably delayed. So they put us on the Mears transportation shuttle, and it was also dropping off at 5 other Disney hotels. Now guys, by this point I was completely floored. So at this point, me and Jason were completely done with the day. We had no dinner. We're not entirely keen on airplane food, so we didn't really eat much, and we had in our plan that, okay, we'll land at 9, we'll get to the hotel within a couple of hours, and at All Star Music, their quick service restaurant closes about 11-12 o'clock, so we were like, oh, it's enough time, we'll get food. At this point, we've not eaten properly, we've not had anything really to drink, so we were also dehydrated. It was 2:30 a.m. by this point, and it was super upsetting, guys. Like, you guys must know what it feels like when you go on holiday. We've been planning this for a whole year. We were disappointed with the first kind of push out of the flight, but got over it, and then we kind of was again disappointed again. And I'll be honest, Virgin, even though they were good, their communication wasn't great in terms of letting us know that a flight's pushed out again. I mean, it was a couple of hours before we were due to even board. So yeah, not the greatest. I mean, I know it's not Virgin's fault, but at the same time, there was no kind of compensation offered, like a voucher for a drink or just something, voucher for a coffee or something. So that was really super disappointing. And then obviously now we had missed our shuttle at that point, the transportation, and it was a real nightmare. So we had got in at 2:30 in the morning, and we were absolutely exhausted. I was so excited to do a pre-travel day vlog for you guys, but by that point, I'm not gonna lie, we literally chucked our suitcases, got changed, we just went to bed. The other real frustrating thing as well is, for those of you that are from the UK, obviously the time difference. So bear in mind, we had got back at 2:30 in the morning. It took us a while to get to sleep because that would have been about 9-10 o'clock in the morning in the UK, and that's the time obviously you're up, you're out and about, your body clock's different. So yeah, it was really hard last night. We've not really slept, we've not really we hadn't slept, and then we wasn't sleeping properly, and yeah, it was just, you know, when you're so restless as well, it's even harder to go to sleep. But yeah, so fast forward, we're now on day one, and it's Sunday the 22nd of December, and I'm not going to lie, we've really turned around the day. The only thing is we are pretty tired, and we did say that we would just see how the day goes. We had Topolino's brunch actually booked. I say breakfast, we booked it at 12 p.m. on purpose, but we did that because we thought we'll go like sort of brunchy time. We much prefer brunch over breakfast, so that was really good because it wasn't like super early, but because of the time difference, we ended up waking up 6 o'clock in the morning, and we were both absolutely starving. So we got up at 6 in the morning and we went over to All Star Music at their food court, and we had some breakfast, which was really nice. And then we just said, let's just get ready. We just thought, let's just get ready. Don't bother lying down, going back to sleep, because it's just going to kind of waste the morning. It was quite chilly this morning, so we had for those of you that follow us on Insta, we had our matching Hollister jumpers on. For those of you that don't follow, make sure you follow Magical Vacations for You on Instagram, and you can keep up with our stories and our Disney journey. But we had our jumpers on this morning because it was super cold. It was about 8-9 degrees, and now it's about 23, so it is really nice now. The temperature's really, really good. We went to Topolino's breakfast, which was just amazing. It was amazing. We couldn't recommend it enough. The food, the service, the character interaction. So it's a character breakfast, but it's French Rivieran theme, and Riviera is my favorite resort, so I honestly recommend you guys to definitely visit. Definitely go eat at Topolino's. It's our favorite. But yeah, so we went to Topolino's, and the plan was, we were thinking we would go Epcot after, because obviously it's right next to Epcot. Well, we are pretty exhausted, guys. We are pretty exhausted. So what we've done is we've come back to the hotel. Jason's actually lying down at the moment because he's pretty shattered. I'm pretty tired too. So I'm just enjoying being in Disney's All Star Music. It's a really nice time of day to be sitting outside as well, because everyone's sort of busy out in the parks and stuff as well. So it's really nice. But yeah, we're going to have a bit of a lie down, I think, have a bit of a refresh, a lie down, and then we may potentially head over to Disney Springs for something to eat later in the evening, or we might go over to Epcot and watch the fireworks. We're just going to really, really see how we feel, and it was traumatic, guys, what we went through yesterday. I mean, we are pretty positive people, but yesterday tested our patience a lot. But yeah, we're going to see how we feel later. So by the time you watch this vlog and you follow us, we'll either have gone to Epcot for Illuminations fireworks, or Disney Springs for something nice to eat. So either way, you guys are winning, and we're winning too. But yeah, for those of you that don't follow us, please do follow us, like and subscribe on our channel. We have just started, I mean, me and Jason, for those of you that don't know, have been traveling out to Walt Disney World for the past 12 years, and we've just started. I know, guys, those of you that are screaming at the TV, yeah, we have just started our vlogging journey, and we are so excited, and we understand how much is involved with like a Disney holiday. So we wanted to help you guys, but you know, we're so grateful for the people that do support us and watch our channel. But for those of you that have just joined as well, or subscribed to our channel, welcome. We love having you here, and if there's anything that you can recommend, or you want us to see or vlog or review, just let us know. But I hope you guys have a really magical day, and we will catch up with you guys soon.